Let's talk about royal icing consistencies. Now, this is probably one of my most asked about topics, so let's mix some outline and some flood consistency together. So I actually colored this icing last night, so it had a full day to develop just to make sure I had the color as close to what the client wanted as possible. This is my outline icing, so we want this to be a little bit thicker. We want this to be anywhere between a 10 and a 15-second consistency icing. I use this little water dropper just so that I only put a little bit of water in there at a time, because if you add too much, you kind of have to start the whole process over again, and it's a pain in the butt. So you see how I just folded that icing over top of itself and it didn't really go anywhere. We do want that icing to move just a little bit. So I'm going to add some more water to that, make sure it's nice and mixed, and then I'm going to fold it over top of itself again. And while it doesn't look like it's moving, it is moving a little bit, and especially when you shake it, that ridge completely dissolves back into itself. Here's a close-up. This is like the perfect outline consistency because it's going to blend in really well and fade in really nicely to your flood consistency, which is exactly what you want. And while this doesn't look like a lot of icing, I can pretty much guarantee you I'm going to have outline icing left over, but I always like to have a little bit more than not enough. So this is our outline icing. By the way, this is 2 dozen cookies. Now we need our flood icing, which is going to be anywhere between an 8 and a 10-second icing. I like my flood icing to be a little bit thinner just because it makes the decorating process much quicker and it makes my cookies look smoother. So I'm going to do quite a bit of this. I'll probably end up having to make more, but I'd rather bag some and then make more if I need it rather than make all of my icing super thin. And same process here. We're just going to keep adding a little bit of water at a time until we get the consistency that we like. As I folded this one over here, you can see the icing barely moves, so this is going to be still too thick. I'm going to add quite a bit of water, and you can see pretty much instantly that this is going to flow back into itself, and it's going to be perfect. So here's another close-up as I fold over top of itself. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is about a 10 or 11 consistency icing. I'm going to go ahead and bag it up and I'm going to decorate my cookies. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll see you in the next one.